it's Desiree, and I am back with peg stamps. Yay! You gotta love them. Today, I am going to be working with lavender and roses, and one of my top 3 ways to work with peg stamps is to create tags. I think the size of these peg stamps are perfect to create a design, to create an image, or anything that you want on your own handmade tags. When it comes to our gifts, I always like to have a tag attached to it. So we're going to create 2 panels, and I'm going to show you just how I create tags from scratch. So here I'm taking one panel and I'm stamping over the whole panel. So in a way, creating our own pattern paper. And again, I'm using lavender and roses. So I'm creating clusters. Okay, I'm creating all of these clusters. So I have, you know, a light pink, and I have a dark pink rose, and then I have these dark leaves that are going to come in. I'm going to have paler vines that are going to come in, and so forth. But they're going to be clustered. And that's how I'm going to work on both of the panels. So this first panel that you're seeing here now is just that. It's a background. You can use it as a background for one of your cards. So again, creating your own pattern paper. That's my #1 thing that I love about these peg stamps. You can create your own pattern paper. So awesome. And you can create it in any color you want, as many as you want, different styles that you want. There are no limits to what you can do. And you can see that, you know, you've got this just design that's going on throughout that. For the second one, for the second panel, we're just going to stamp along the bottom. We're going to leave the top part white. So again, you can just do, you know, for these, I chose to do clusters. Some people may have chosen to do individual, you know, a rose and its cluster around it. You can do that as well. Here's where we're going on to that second panel, and we're just stamping. Now the clusters are going to be a little bit bigger on this one. So we're going to fill up more of that page quicker when it comes to this stamping. So I'm coming in with the darker green and then just hitting on a certain time or a certain spot on each of those roses. I'm not worried about if I overlap. I am not worried about if I'm perfectly set on. One of the things that I love about peg stamps is as you're stating or as you're stamping, the chaos looks better. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does. When everything's just matchy-matchy when it comes to the peg stamps, it doesn't look right. When they're overlapping, when you've just got this so full of all of these images, the chaos looks beautiful. And that's actually how I embraced it. The chaos just looks wonderful. It makes it look better. That's why I go so fast when I'm stamping, because I don't want to think. I do not want to stop and think as I'm stamping through using these peg stamps. But they're awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my cutter, and I am going to cut strips, because these panels are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to cut them 2 1/2 inches wide. So I'm going to get 2 from each panel. I'm then going to grab my scissors, and I'm going to cut off the corner. I'm going to take it, flip it to the other side, and then cut along that. Now I have my own tag template, and I'm just going to use my scissors to cut along that as well. And I'll always use one of those as my template. Once I have all 4 of those done, our tags are almost ready. I'm going to grab my hole puncher. I love this hole puncher. It creates a big hole, but it matches hole reinforcers perfectly. That's why I love that hole punch. But it also goes through a lot. I don't know where I got it. I don't know where I found it, but it is an awesome hole punch. I like to use the Avery, the A-V-E-R-Y, the Avery brand hole reinforcements, because they're paper. Some of the other ones that you can get through Amazon, which are great, but they're plastic and the ink doesn't stay on as well. So here I'm able to use an ink that I stamped with and use that color for my hole reinforcements in no time. I like to do the front and the back when it comes to this. Now, you could stamp the back of these with a to and a from. I'm good with writing it. On the top of these, we gotta have long and loopy tassels coming off of my tags. And here's the reason why I do make them long and loopy, to the point where it's like, okay, that's a little extreme. Des, you know, maybe pull it back just some. Because I don't know what type of gift this is going to go on. If they're longer and if it's something wide, I have the ability to string it through and tie it. If I keep them short, I don't have that ability. What I could do is just not put the tags on there, the tassels on there, and then just wait till there's a gift. But that would take time. So I just like to have the tassel on there. So you can see how long, you can see I have a loop on one. So if this is long enough, I can just loop it onto something as well. So I've given myself some choices. That is how I make my homemade tags. They are awesome, they are quick, and they are beautiful. Now again, you can stamp a to and a from on the back, but I'm good with handwriting that. It's quick, it's simple, and it's easy, and they make great gifts if you are looking to make a gift for somebody who has everything and who gives gifts. I do hope you enjoyed today's project featuring the Lavender and Roses Peg Stamp Set by Rubber Stamp Tapestry. All the products that I used will be listed down below, and if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't yet, love for you to hit that subscribe button. Be a part of my group here. We are growing. We are adding new things every single day almost, and coming up with some ideas, and I hope you are enjoying just some of the changes that you are seeing. Enjoy your time when you create your art. Have fun and smile, but most of all, always be creative, and I'll talk to you in the next one.